Hi book club besties, this is Read the Resistance and I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about chapters 1 through 3 of Red Queen, which is part of the Red Queen series by Victoria Aveyard. Technically the series is a YA dystopian fantasy book. It's one of my absolute favorite books and I'm really excited to talk to you about it today. Just so you know, there will be spoilers as part of this video. In the future, I will do a video that has absolutely no spoilers at all, but today there will be spoilers, so if you do not want to hear the spoilers, please click off the video and come back after you've read chapters 1 through 3. If you don't mind the spoilers, I would love to have you. One of my favorite parts of any book is the very beginning, the world building portions of the book, and Victoria Aveyard does a great job. We see immediately that they're kind of like in this gritty, grimy environment that the Reds live in. There's a difference between Reds and Silvers, literally because of the blood they bleed. One is red colored and the other one is silver, and the Silvers have immense powers, something that the Reds could never even match in any way. And so they feel very much less than in this society. They even talk about rations and needing to steal to get by, to eat or run the electricity in the house. So it is definitely a haves and a have-nots type situation in this world. And we find out that there's something called conscription. There is an ongoing war, very much like 1984. And it's just this ongoing war that is constantly needing Reds to continue to fuel this war. They need Reds to be soldiers, and they've been sending them for basically generations. So Mare's family, she has a mother and father that's at home. Her father went off to war and came back extremely injured. And she also has 3 brothers, Bree, Traemy, and Shade. She has a sister named Gisa. And there's kind of a system in this world where if you have a job or if you have an apprenticeship, you do not need to go off to war. Her sister Gisa does have a job. She creates things. She basically, I believe it's clothing that she makes. She also has a best friend named Kalorn who has an apprenticeship. I believe he's a fisherman's apprentice, and we find out that that's the reason why her brothers went off to war. They were basically drafted, and that Mare will be drafted as well when she comes of age, which will be very soon. And we do find out pretty early on that Kalorn, something happens to the person that was allowing him to do an apprenticeship, the fisherman's apprenticeship. He now needs to figure out what to do because he will be sent off to war since he no longer has this apprenticeship. So chapters 1 through 3 is leaving off in a way that we're trying to figure out what is going to happen to Kalorn and Mare. Are they even going to be able to get out of this at all, being sent off to the war? So as part of their plan of trying to figure out how to get out of conscription, Mare speaks to someone named Farley, who we are first meeting in chapters 1 through 3, and to be honest, she's not really my favorite character. I'm not entirely sure why. I think it might be because she's constantly calling Mare girl, and I'm Team Mare, so I just really don't like Farley. So I kind of grit my teeth through the Farley parts, but we first meet her and we hear about the black market, and we find out that they could possibly, besides smuggling other things, they could possibly smuggle people. And so they're trying to figure out, you know, if they're able to pay this enormous price that Farley is asking to be able to potentially smuggle Mare and Kalorn out of that area and away from conscription. The other thing that we find out about is, and this is basically how the book opens, is about First Friday. So First Friday it happens the first Friday of every month, and it's basically a reminder to the Reds of how little they are in this world. So they see an arena fight between the Silvers, and it's a display of power. So the Silvers show which power that they have, and they battle, and it's supposed to be not to the death, but it's just basically to show everybody how powerful the Silvers are, and the Reds could never even attempt to overthrow them or be as powerful as them. And it works. And one of my favorite portions of the beginning of this book is when Mare is talking about how she learned in school all about the Silvers and that they're like gods, but she's found that the gods are no longer kind individuals and they have these insane abilities, insane powers, and they are not people to be messed with. So that's basically what we're seeing in chapters 1 through 3. We learn about the world building, we find out about her family, we understand about conscription and the Silver's display of power at First Friday. And like I said, world building is one of my favorite aspects of these books. The very beginning of each book, it just gets me so excited. You tell me, what is your favorite portion of the beginning of this book or in books in general? I would love to hear about it in the comments section. If you like dystopian books, dystopian fantasy books, that's what we do here. And I would love to have you as part of the community. You can subscribe. Feel free to give a thumbs up if you liked this video, and I'll see you for the next one.